Today I'm going to be making a chouquette, which is a pastry choux that's hollow, and it's usually a snack that you can easily find in any patisserie in France. So what I'm going to do is a little twist where it's going to be in a popsicle stick, and I'm going to coat it in caramel with bacon bits in it. Okay, so first up is our pastry shell. So first, this is a mix of milk and water that I'm going to bring to a boil with butter. And I'm going to add sugar. Melt, melt, melt. This recipe has a lot of mixing, and you're going to see it later on. Okay, so once the milk is warm and the butter has melted and the sugar has melted, I'm going to take it off the flame and I'm going to add my flour. So this is flour with baking powder. I have to put baking powder, especially in this climate, because I want it to rise and then I want it to dry at the same time. So the consistency that you're going to have is something similar to a scrambled egg. And I'm going to put it back in the heat because I have to cook the flour and I want to dry up this dough before adding the egg. So you have to have your stove at medium to high heat, and you just mix because you don't want it to burn as well. So you want to make sure that consistency later on is that you can get your dough into a nice ball. We're trying to take out the moisture out of your dough before we add our eggs in it. And you know it's ready when you can see a layer of dough sticking to the side of the pan. Transfer your ball of dough. So you're going to need 4 eggs in this recipe, so you're going to crack it one by one. So you're going to mix it completely until it's well combined, and you can really feel the consistency when you do it by hand. Third egg. So this is where you gauge. This is just 3 eggs, and it's almost the actual consistency that I want, so I might not add the 4th egg. I'm putting the vanilla extract in the end. Since it's alcohol based, you don't want it to just evaporate while it's cooking. And just mix. My bright green piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use this like a Ziploc bag, and then you cut the edge of one of those bags. So this is one of those recipes where you have to bake it right away. So make sure your oven's preheated. So this is a baking sheet that I've lined with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you can always just grease it with oil or butter. So we're gonna pipe small coils, like the size of a 10 pesos, 2 euro coin, and I'm piping it upwards. That way, my choux will not become too flat, it will rise. There you go. Next thing I'm going to do is actually make an egg wash for the top. Usually for my egg wash, I just use 1 egg. The egg wash, what it does is that it gives it that nice brownish color, caramel color of your choux. So with the egg wash, you can fix any of the edges if it's too pointy. And now my oven's ready, so I'm just going to put it in the oven. They cook for 20 minutes. While the pâte choux is cooking in the oven, I'm going to start making my caramel. So this is the color that you want for your choux. So it's nice and golden in the top, and as you can see, the dough just like rose a little bit. So I'm just going to wait for this to cool, and my caramel is cooking, and we have to wait until it becomes a nice amber color before we start dipping our choux. So I'm going to take my popsicle stick, they're easily found anywhere, just slide them in. Be extra careful. Do not touch the caramel, because once it lands in your skin, you're just gonna get burned. Okay, so now your choux. So you're dipping it in. can also flavor your caramel if you want. If you still have the fat from the bacon, you can also use it. So what's great with this shoe shell, you can actually leave them in the freezer for 2 months. Next time you use it, just pop it into the oven or put it in a toaster till it's nice and crispy, and then you have shoe again. So I waited 2 minutes and now the caramel's hardened. And look at that. We have our Chouquette Pops. So as you can see, they're really easy to make, especially with the candy sprinkles. They're just gonna liven up any buffet or any party that you have at home. So bon appétit!